Good evening, good morning, good morning. How's everybody? Can you all hear me? Can you whack in the chat room if you can hear me and see me? There's a lot of you on the, yes, no. It says I'm muted. Unmute myself. Can you hear me, guys? If you pop in the chat chat box at the bottom, just to say that you can hear me, would be great. Great. Thank you very much. Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to crack on. This is a really, hi, Hannah from Futurely. Thank you very much for joining. This will be rapid. It probably won't even be half an hour, but clearly something has piqued your interest from the information that we sent out. So I'm just going to go through the pack that we sent you. And this is an opportunity for you guys to ask questions. But ultimately, where this has come from, and when I say this, if I share my screen on this one, right, you can see my screen as well, I hope. Just so you know, if you put things in the Q&A box, I can't actually read it, which seems very, very strange as when I'm the host, but apparently I can if you put it in the chat room. So Your Firm Plus. What does it mean? So insert your firm's name in there. This has really come from the UK. So Predict's been out in the marketplace for a couple of months now, and we are being absolutely battered by COVID, as I'm sure you know. And I hear that unfortunately you've got a fire break. South Australia is about to go through a lockdown as well. It's horrible. We're living in a horrible world at the moment, aren't we? And what we've seen in the UK, the most recent firm has just put 1,000 of their zero clients on it, big firm in the southeast of England. But we've been using this in the UK for risk analysis to their portfolio, because in the UK we are predicted that 20 to 30% of small businesses are just not going to make it through this second lockdown. March, our government support finishes, and it's not looking promising. In Australia, however, and New Zealand, because we have some New Zealand folk on the webinar too, that we've seen that, yes, there's been impact. There absolutely has been impact, particularly in hospitality, tourism, etc. But Predict's kind of being used as a opportunity creator for the non-advisory clients that you've got. So if I whiz through, so how many clients are heading here? This negative cash downward spiral. Many of our small business owners, and we know because we also have direct business owners that are using Predict, quite a lot of them in fact, and they have had their head in the sand, but they're kind of at this point now where cash flow is something that's front and center. The questions that they've got are more than, can I afford to pay my GST, which is probably still a question that they're posing themselves. But equally, it's just, the world is much more uncertain. And I don't want to start talking in jargon and cliches, but this is an unprecedented time that we're in. We did our webinar last week with you guys. It was the lowest amount of revenue from compliance was 60% within a firm, and it went up to 100%. So we've done the research. Been doing the research over a few months now, actually. But if any of you have got less than that, that's absolutely fine. But we do know that the majority of firms are still generating the majority of their revenue from compliance. UK, they're trying to protect 20% of it by using this service. For you guys, we know that you've wanted to, offer advisory services, cash flow forecasts, those sorts of things to the vast majority of your clients, but too small, too time consuming, too expensive. It's just not viable. It's not a viable proposition. So they are often running alone, back of a fag packet forecasts, Excel spreadsheets. That's the sort of thing that they're using. So if you could generate more revenue from this untapped client sector, would you? And I'm hoping that you would all say yes. Raise your hand if you would. So we did a survey of our clients using this calculator that we've got, which we can send out to you if you want it. So just let me know afterwards. Total clients, how many are non-advisory, and the estimation of those with cash flow operational needs at the time. So if you extrapolate out, it's quite small. If we go, you can probably see it better there. But in this sample of 8 firms, these were the stats that came back, which is, quite astonishing. But because the point is, you don't actually know. You don't, in many cases, you don't know if they've got future cash flow problems. So previous barriers for being able to really tackle this untapped sector. Not enough time. Yes, nodding. Not enough staff. Compliance is backing up, isn't it always? There's always another deadline coming up. And, you know, it's just not been profitable. Like doing anything apart from compliance has not been profitable for these guys because advisory is too big, too bloated, etc. So this client appetite just hasn't been there. But it is now. It definitely is now, as long as the service that they're getting makes sense to them. So it needs to be light touch, to the point, high impact, and low effort for you. So all you have to do genuinely with this service, because we are, yes, of course, Predict is part of it, but we will, once you give us Zero Practice Manager access, only temporarily, within 7 days, we will turn around connecting your cloud compliance portfolio to Predict. So it needs to be Zero Business Edition. If any of you are on QuickBooks, I'm sure you're not, but if you are on QuickBooks, that's fine. But it's a Zero Business Edition, not Ledger or Cashbook, because unfortunately Zero doesn't expose an API for the information that we need. We have then got a team who are already beavering away and doing this at the moment, which will analyze the portfolio for you using different touch points. And then within 7 days, only 7 days, so this time next week, you will know exactly from your compliance clients exactly how many of them you need to prioritize right now, and get in touch with. So it's been really quite exciting. So the analysis points: negative cash at all in 2021. You need to understand that. Cash at the end of December, cash at the end of March for really immediate and then medium term cash flow needs. What are the net sales trends? What's the net profit trends? So it's not just looking at cash flow, it's looking at the operational trends that go alongside it. Unpaid invoices and bills, any current debt, GST deferment taken, and the unreconciled bank transactions. So you get this, it's the health check, the analysis, whatever you want to do, it will be presented back to you in a way that you've this absolutely prioritized client list to pick up the phone for those who will want to hear from you, which is, again, quite exciting, because this engagement piece with these clients is not about you taking a load of time. You haven't got the time. You haven't got the time. You haven't got the resource. It has to be profitable for you. So we've also gone out and spoken to small businesses and said, look, if your accountant, and usually that's followed with, yeah, but they just do my tax returns. I'm like, no. If your accountant or advisor gave you, an instant, powerful, totally complete, crystal ball piece of software, this nirvana that tells you everything, but also you get their support once a month for 15 minutes on Zoom, is that something you would pay for? They're like, yeah. So they're going to let me know if I'm okay or not, and pick up things that I'm not quite sure of because I'm not really confident about my numbers here, or etc. They will be gagging for it. Trust us. So Predict is on the screen. We've already done the analysis. You know exactly why you're picking up the phone. You discuss the analysis points, and guess what? There's an action plan that comes out of it. And what are you going to do with that action plan? One-off projects for fixed fees that are, again, time boxed so that they're profitable for you. We know that you don't want to sell. Nobody likes selling. It's not, Helen does. Helen Cockle, if you know Helen, she loves selling. But it's not about that. It's actually about helping in a really impactful, quick, low effort, she keeps saying, way. So the guide gives you, exactly these 5 points that you need to just go and check through with them. But it is completely simple and scalable because you have not got any preparation to do whatsoever. So the short, sharp meetings, the way that we kind of see it working is that the first couple of months, you will be giving your, the 15 minutes away for free to these guys. You're going to be establishing your value. It's only 15 minutes. And then from that point onwards, it really, the testing that we've done on the pricing side of things has been, for a 15-minute session between, and I think we do have it here. Yes, we do. Between $75 and $200 per month per client. Now, this depends on your firm. It depends on what your pricing bands are. But at £40 to £165 revenue for the 15-minute meeting, extrapolate that out across, an hour. So 4 of them. Well, you're very good at maths, guys. it's a very, very interesting proposition from these non-advisory clients. It's also monthly recurring revenue. So, you know, if we assume this phase 3 and beyond, so month 1, it's analysis, month 2, it's kind of risk management and really contacting those clients who are in immediate need, lending needs, all of those sorts of things, which of course you can earn commissions for as well. So there's other fee earning opportunities for you. We've really underlined this isn't advisory. It isn't that. It's something different, which should be quite enjoyable, actually. But the recurring revenue growth will absolutely happen if you use this as like an accountability check-in. So, you know, last 15-minute meeting, right, we're going to set these targets. These are the things that you're going to do. I'm going to do this project by this time for this fee. This is what this is the impact that it's going to have on your business. Are you happy with that? Yes, fine. I mean, and then crikey, use direct debits, get them set up ahead of time so that you're then, you know, or get it paid for ahead of time. But the month 3 onwards, you have this opportunity to really start, you know, generating revenue. And if we, you know, if we look at 10% monthly conversion now with 100 clients, you know, it's unlikely that you would get the entire swathe of your portfolio. But if you did, 10 clients converted per month, $100 a client, $1,000 in MRR. And that's, you know, for every 10 clients that you're adding, it's only 2.5 hours of your time because there's no preparation of the data required. You know, it's not bad. 120K by year 2 would be all right, wouldn't it? So the costs are super low. It's only $9 for phase 1. Now we know that some of you may well be closing down over Christmas. So what we'll do over the Christmas period is we'll keep this phase 1 going until you come back in January. So the cost would only be $9 a client. But genuinely, from today, if you guys, you know, if you email me back at hannah@futurely.com that you'd like to get started, we can have the segmentation done for you within 7 days. Minimum's 50 non-advisory clients. If you have, you know, only 50 non-advisory clients in your portfolio in total, just reach out and let me know, because I'm sure we can do something. But typically for those larger clients, 50 non-advisory clients. And then we move into phase 2. This is when, you know, you're starting to generate revenue. Phase 3 onwards, you're clearing up. So 10% of the clients per month, we want to flip into your firm service. The staff won't need to be trained because they'll be well versed with Predict already. Predict doesn't need training. It doesn't require any certification because it's instant. And it's, you know, all of the numbers, all of the, you know, the journals that we're creating, the predictions that we're creating, the cash impact that we're creating, everything is explained in this number explained, but this will be gone through with an account manager to take you through. So you're absolutely, you know, you'll be a pro in 8 minutes. It's an 8-minute how-to video and literally takes you through everything. It's that simple. And the conversion goal that we want to set you guys is 40% of your non-advisory clients by month 6. So, you know, you and us, we'll work together to try and get those conversions there for you. The pack, I think it's really, really important that you understand why Predict and why not any other software tool that's, you know, cash flow forecasting tool. The reason why it's so important that this is because of its hybrid nature. Have any of you been on the previous webinars that we've done, really understanding that it's direct plus indirect forecasting. It's short with invoices and bills forecasting plus all of your financial predictions through the transactions that you've got within the profit and loss and balance sheet. You know, it's creating journals, it's accounting for GST accurately. We have accruals and cash GST systems within it. So there's, you know, the pack really does have a list of all of the things that it does and why. Hopefully, as accountants, you will be suitably impressed because it's doing this for every single transaction that's been generated. So that's the promise. This is what we're offering. You know, in the UK, like we said, it's risk analysis, it's protecting revenue, which will apply to some of your firms, particularly in Victoria and the South. Any questions? Stick it. I'm going to stop sharing and just have my little face here and see if you've got any questions to go through it. And if there isn't, then email me at hannah@futurely.com and we can get you started really quickly. We've got a team waiting to get you started. We'd love some feedback. you know, anything that you know. Everybody's really quiet. Can you send me the report you just showed? Of course we can, Andrea. It'll be sent out with a recording if you want the recording. But yes, absolutely. Hi, Sue. Hello. Good. Yes, yeah. I mean, like I said, we will keep this. So someone's asking about the price, the $9. We're going to hold that. It's not for a month. It's for stage one, and stage one we're going to extend to the end of December, so that you know when you come back, that's when your stage one will be there. But if I'm assuming that you're not breaking up for Christmas until mid-December. You know, we've got nearly a month worth of you know activity that could be prepped for. And you may well have clients, of course, within your portfolio in this non-advisory compliance sector who actually really need your help. And unfortunately, they often silently drown, which is, you know, not ideal. So yes, that's it, guys. It was super, super quick today. Hopefully you like it. I'd love to get your feedback. If you don't want to say in the chat room or Q&A, that's fine. But genuinely, we'd love to get your feedback. If you've got any further questions, email me now. We're usually in Australia at this point. So every Thursday until Christmas time, we're going to be doing Australian hours, Helen and myself. So if you do want to book in, jump in to a Zoom, we absolutely can do. And I will be online till for the next 4 hours. So just email me and let me know. We can always jump onto a Zoom straight after this. Okay. That's it, folks. Thanks very much for joining. So many of you. Thank you so much. Have a super, super day.